want to fuck with me?
What up with it, y'all? It's Coffee. Tapping back in, man. And is that Iron Mike? Is Mike Tyson getting back to Iron Mike? What do y'all think about that, man? He said, what's that? Just day whatever. You still want to fuck with me? And I got to hear it from everyone. I mean, we're, 4 months away from this fight. And there's all this talk. Like, I don't even know. I need, those that really stay up on all this boxing-ish to clarify for me, man. Because it's like, you see all the memes and stuff like, Jake Paul gets to wear headgear, Mike doesn't, and things like that. Like, that's not true, right? Like, I'm really trying to understand if this fight is going to be for real. Like, we see Mike getting in shape. Seemingly, obviously he's a competitor, one of the best boxers of all time, right? He's going to get in there and give it his all. But I just, like, is this going to be an exhibition or is this like a serious fight? Because wasn't Mike's last fight, I forget who that was against a year or two ago or whatever. It was more like an exhibition bout. Because if so, like, I think that's kind of whack and that's not what I want to see. Let me know what you want to see below. But whatever the case may be, man, Mike's got to win. Even though Mike Tyson is the age he is and Jake Paul is, still on the come up, Mike can't lose to Jake Paul. That would just be so wrong. Something would be off in the universe to me. It just feels that way. And there's a lot of talk going on. Like, you see, what's this? Me when Mike Tyson accidentally kills Jake Paul, the old Ray Liotta Goodfellas meme. 60-year-old Mike Tyson in beast mode, training for that YouTube clown Jake Paul. I hope this finishes the circus that's currently ruining boxing. One clean punch straight on the button is all it takes. Come on, Mike. I hope you get a great payday and put that bully back in his box. Hashtag Team Tyson. And, everyone, tap in. I always let y'all know when I talk boxing. I like boxing, right? But I'm not the kind of cat, I don't feel comfortable giving takes like I do if I'm talking football. You know what I'm saying? I don't stay up on everything boxing. I love to watch it. To me, when I was coming up, the fights currently nowadays is nothing compared to the fights back then. I could be wrong, but with Jake Paul, do you respect him? Is he a for real fighter to you? Like this person saying this circus that's currently become boxing. Well, what is your thoughts on that and about Jake Paul? And then someone's got Mike in the bee suit from the Blind Melon video. Mike's crazy, man. But peep this. This is a good one too here. All right, millennials, Gen Z, thereafter, y'all don't understand how terrifying Mike Tyson is/was/will be. Y'all know the smoke weed every day, finally found inner peace Tyson. If his lizard brain, and someone said that, I didn't say that, someone else said that. So, no disrespect to Mike. And again, those ain't my words. Said if his lizard brain kicks in, he may murder Jake Paul. And then, that's reacting to Mike saying you still want to fuck with me. And man, like, what a great post, tweet, whatever you want to call it there. For those that know of Mike Tyson from the Hot Boxing podcast and all that, that is just such a different Mike. Like, I'm so happy to see Mike at peace with himself, on chill vibes. You know what I mean? He really doesn't hide from discussing the struggles he went through in life. And man, that whole thing about his child passing away, heartbreaking-ish, man. Mike's had a hard life. He was born into a rough situation. And nowadays he's like on the Hot Boxing podcast. Like I said, if you watch that and you're like, you think that's Mike Tyson. Well, don't get me wrong. That is current day Mike Tyson. But that beast mode that Mike has deep down inside him, terrifying, man. Like, truly scary, And I don't know. That's what I'm saying. What is this fight going to be? Is this a serious fight? Is it going to be an exhibition? If it is, will Mike go all the way back there? And bring that viciousness that he has within him back out to play? Jake Paul don't want that, man. I was going to do a video at one point in time too, man, but I might as well speak on it now because I never got around to it, right? Mike used to get hypnotized before the fight. Y'all ever heard about that? Like, Mike's team had him, they would hypnotize him and just to bring out that killer instinct even more. I remember him talking about it on Howard Stern. He was talking about the guy that would hypnotize him. Dude that would hypnotize him was like over 100 years old or something, still alive at the time. This was like some years back. I'm sure he's passed away by now. Or who knows, maybe he's the oldest person alive. But Mike was serious, you know. So, again, let's talk about it all. And yo, who watched the Hulu series on Mike? I watched the first few episodes. I think they actually had the hypnosis-ish on there. I can't recall. I watched the first few episodes. I got to get back to that. I got an active Hulu membership. I remember hearing, though, Mike wasn't a fan of it. I don't know. So it's like, what? Was it not accurate? Was he just upset because he wasn't involved? I don't know. Then in other fighting news, MMA, UFC, y'all see that Aspinall and Jonny Bones, man. You guys seen that? Jonny Bones was like, yeah, get your hand off my shoulder. You don't want that, man. Like, don't touch me like that. Pause. We ain't cool like that. And I see this and I'm like, okay, are they going to fight, right? Because if I'm understanding this correctly as well, right? Aspinall is the interim champion because Jonny Bones had the injury. Oh, man. Aspinall is crazy, too. If you, like, look up, like, his time in the UFC, so many, I think there's, like, 3 fights. He was going to fight this guy. Guy dropped out of the fight. He was going to fight this guy. This guy got hurt. He was going to fight that guy. That guy had problems with his visa. Couldn't be in the country. It's wild, man. But nonetheless, he did his thing. He got the interim title. And, right, it only makes sense. Him and Jonny Bones are going to fight. But you see, he's been clowning with this ish like TikTok post where, and yo, comment y'all, what do you guys think about this TikTok ban and whatnot? But where he's agent saying he's getting old as fuck waiting on Jonny Bones. And then they've had a little back and forth on social media as well, where Bones responded to someone and said, someone said he's done all he can do. You can't blame him for being frustrated. You know, that Aspinall was frustrated on waiting on Jonny Bones, turning into a senior, growing old, turning into a senior citizen, waiting on the fight. But he said he's done all he can. You can't blame him for being frustrated. Bones said, I mean, it doesn't really work like that. I was a champ when I was 23 years old. You can't show up at age 30 pretending like you've been chasing me your whole life. I have no clue who 90% of his resume is. Meanwhile, I've been highlighting UFC events my entire career. And again, I'm no expert on the fighting world, but I feel like Jonny Bones is on point there, right? Like, Bones is the GOAT, right? No one could fluck with Jonny Bones. He went up weight classes and no one could still fluck with him. The only person that can ever beat Jonny Bones is Jonny Bones, whether it's getting suspended or coming up dirty or whatever, you know? So it's like, and he fought the best of the best. Like I shared in a previous video, I used to be a big fan of Rashad Evans. And it's crazy how long Bones' career went on, the longevity. You know what I mean? Saying like Evans' career is over. Bones is still like, it's just, this guy is like immortal, man. But I remember at the time when they fought for the title, when they had their rivalry, you know, both being from Western New York, upstate New York. I think they used to train with the same individuals and whatnot, or train together. And Bones won by decision. And at that time, I think he was the only person to go the distance with Bones. And he fought the best of the best, I believe. Again, if I'm tripping, if I'm wrong, comment. If you think I'm right, comment. Like, let's talk. And again, subscribe, y'all. We talk music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more over here. And it's all about hearing from y'all, the people. But like I said, this Aspinall dude, right? You look at his resume and it seems like, who are some of these guys? And like I said, people getting pulled out of fights. And it's like that, you know? I feel like some might say, did this guy even deserve to get put in the picture to get in that, you know, to become the interim champ? And, you know, he's been trolling Bones on social media and all that, but I don't know, that stare down, I mean, maybe, I don't think that was gimmicked at all. And I don't know, it looked like when he got face to face with Jonny Bones, he looked a little nervous. Maybe I'm wrong. You see some cats saying, yo, he's got him in his crosshairs. But Aspinall responded to Bones when he said that, you know, how he was highlighting UFC events his entire career and all that. Aspinall said, Jon, you're letting your ego run wild here, mate. I'm not downplaying your resume. It's incredible, far superior to mine. So he admits that, right? You are known as the best fighter ever. So he is giving him his flowers, y'all. And that's exactly why I want to beat you. Surely you can understand that. But I don't know, man. When they were face to face there, to me, the energy looked off. He looked a bit shook. And, you know, so much of fighting, not like I don't know about fighting, you know, in an octagon or in a boxing ring or whatever, but so much about fighting just in life. If you get in a scrap with someone or just taking on challenges in life, so much is that mentality and not being afraid, not getting nervous. And I remember reading an article where Johnny Bones was talking about, like it was an article where they spoke with him and he was talking about why he was such a great fighter. And part of it was, he said something, correct me, y'all, like he was the calm warrior or something like that. The fact that he just learned how to stay mellow, stay chill going into a fight. You know, that his heart never flutters. His heart never flutters. I'm paraphrasing, y'all. He never gets butterflies in his stomach. Like, he just stays mellow and stays chill. And I remember too watching that Rashad Evans Johnny Bones fight with the wife. It was a crazy night. Some other ish went down, right? Went to a party. Someone ordered the fight. It was a wild night. Comment if y'all watched that fight and you remember where you were back then. But I remember the wife, like, she's just on point with a lot of stuff, even things like that. Like, she'll watch UFC, you know what I'm saying? She's not super into sports, period, but she enjoys watching the fights. And I remember it was so wild to read that in a magazine or wherever it was, whatever publication it was. And it was like, when we were watching the fight, she was like, yo, that dude just looks chill, you know? Like, mentality is everything. You know, like, some people fake the funk in life and fights, whatever. Like, oh, I ain't shook. You know, when really they're dying inside. They're so nervous, they're probably about to ish their pants. And with whatever it is in life, you can only fake it till you make it, or whatever the case is so far. I mean, faking it till you make it is good in a lot of situations as well. Like, we're not just talking about fighting. Just, you know, sometimes to come across certain opportunities, you got to fake the funk a little bit, you know. But I don't know. I just saw this. I thought that this was pretty intriguing. Let me know what you guys think, if this fight will happen. Like, I saw this and I was like, oh, okay, they're about to fight, but it doesn't seem like there's any real talks about it yet, right? But that's the way it got to go, right? When Johnny Bones is back, the interim champs got to put the strap on the line versus him, right? I don't know. Did they just bump into each other? Was this planned in some way? I don't know. It looked organic to me, but that's just my initial reaction. Like I said, I think he looked shook of Bones. And like, he probably didn't think he was shook. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes with certain situations, like that's the vibes I'm getting. Like, this dude really believed what he was talking about. But when he bumped into Johnny Bones, it was just something else. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can go that way in life as well. But that's going to do it for this one. Let's talk about it all. Tyson, Jake Paul, Aspinall, Johnny Bones. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace and God bless.